in a few years' time, I may look back on this moment and think, I've come so far. Or, more likely, just notice how much time I've wasted watching anime, and specifically, Gintama. As we've seen, the world moves on, certain people do things with their lives, others not so much. Some travel abroad, travel to different countries, different planets. And the less said about Hasegawa, the better. I think it all got to his head a little. But since the country is doomed anyway, politicians are, well, they're always up to something. I bet it's okay if we see what actually happens. See what's left in the dust. Reconstruction efforts be damned. Katsu's gonna bring the entire thing down. And with really only a few episodes left, I didn't think the wrap-up would be coming with like 5 or 6 still to go, but there's enough to eke out a couple of dumb little storylines, see the future of Edo, possibly see how it falls. But with all this being the getting close to the end, it would mean that something else is going to have to be played. Something else is going to have to be watched. And since such a long-running show was essentially a Patreon thing, we're going to need some help figuring out what to do. And such a thing to cling on to the future of... Why has he got his phone the wrong way like that? Also, the hand that moves the picture to show the past. I just thought, Kentucky's changed his style, but no. Seeing it, it's Shinpachi's new look, isn't it? Katsurada. I mean, if a politician showed that kind of emotion, I might vote for them. A wig? A wig? A wig. He speaks like the common man. We get into a true nation of democracy, even if it's Katsura. Well, he talks a big talk, laying on the pride and history of the predecessors. How's he going to ruin it? Or... what has he got under there? The Constitution of Japan. Okay. Just carry on with his... oh, hang on, this is bad timing. Carry on with his speech. Just thought about the assassination of a political figure. Ooh. From the rafters. Nice little mustache Elizabeth has there. And did he need to remove that? I mean, as a first term kind of, what's his beliefs in politics? There could be worse. Well, that was then. And did you actually see some of the methods that he went through to save them? And yet, this is where I got them. I'm not actually sure on that one, but it seems as though the internal strife is still as bad as ever. With just a few brief words, Katsura might have delayed his execution by a brief while. Or just give him a little chance, even if you rebuild the Parliament building every minute. Fun. I don't... I mean, thanks for the update and the exposition, but... then he just not turned up. Okay. Being strong-armed into a new life, I see. What kind of... Is he on a game show? And what's with the... What's with the art style change? I mean, that iron beam seems wide enough to walk across easily. Dead. And just like that, nothing changed. Now they're just wearing some robes. Sometimes you don't need to divulge everything. Oh, it's just fun. Took a break from working under Sakamoto though. Got to make money to rebuild the fleet. Why are so many things in this episode like reminiscent of recent times? I think this was written a little before the crypto crash. The ultimate weapon. It's got... it's a person. And the character... Oh. And having the first... So, what? 2 years? I mean, we can't draw any conclusions or hypotheses because, well, it's Gintama pulled out something bullshit at the last minute. Okay. Just cut away straight into what Gintoki's been doing. Go back to the old school. Not much left of it after all these years. Is he hoping to regain a bit of that memory? He's not the only one. Ah, I see. Yeah. He was, though he didn't get to study with him, he was one of the students. There's something off about him. Why were they just hiding out in the trees? Bye. And now he's under arrest. Did they not see the attack just now? Ah. So stop being part of the Shinsengumi, now on some little, still in the same kind of line of work. Damn it, stop trying to make it so easy to arrest you. I wonder if their policy out in the sticks is any different. One covered in mayonnaise. Got the squeaking from that mechanical joint in the background. What have they been? Well, just like always, Gintoki's just been wandering around doing his own thing. Are we going to get a little bit of exposition going on? There's something else. Oh. But they were undoubtedly still alive. Carrying on a sort of legacy, as it were. It's a possibility, though. You can't deny that. So it'd be good to get them in for a little bit of questioning as well. I mean, I'm not surprised to see a Gintama Robocop, but why now? Who is this? Is this really a time to question it himself while he's still talking to Gintoki? I mean, it's a bit early or late to introduce a new character like this if it's not just a one-off joke. We're not going to be following the adventures of Mob Cop. It's fine, I don't want the mayonnaise. I mean, It's their meals. I mean, to be fair, it's more use than some characters. Would you turn down a readily cooked meal like this, though? Well, give it a go then. That brings Gintoki into tears immediately. I see. So now it's just a direct threat like this. What would your mother say if she saw you now? Well, some internal questioning. Jesus Christ. And was there nobody saddened about the plight, the tale of Mob Cop? Well, is there meant to be a memory of the man you once were? Compared to the new metallic constable. Gintoki is too good at flipping the power dynamic in any conversation like this. He was in on it from the beginning. Tip of his helmet. Hopefully the one on his head. Don't want any more mayonnaise. To think that they would replace his body and yet still give him his old ID. Yamazaki. I see, that's the accident. That's the accident. Well, do you really think... Thanks for that close-up. Really think that... well, at least his real body is okay. But do you really think having someone like Yamazaki, who is, let's be kind to him, completely unstable, you're giving him a metal body like this, is that a good thing? Shibazaki. He has places to be, can't afford to be questioned any longer. Why doesn't he go and find out himself? Well, that was stupid. I meant to... Oh, right, yeah, the appearance of the very small Kagura. Ah, yes. His true self. So straight back into the questioning. How, why, what is... I mean, base questions. Yeah, Kagura's daughter got some things to be brought up there, but... What kind of stories... Yeah, what kind of stories have been told? The same way that Tamako is like a child version of Tama. What's going on with... Depends. Would you destroy that childlike innocence by giving an actual answer? Banana? I mean, she does like to eat, but... Do you want the... I'm not sure Kagura actually learned about biology. A technique she was taught. If there was ever going to be a heroine of a show to learn that kind of skill. But do we really want more versions of Kagura running around? I mean, he's got a good hat. Just what you need for an assassin. I mean, if she is a clone of Kagura, or, you know, birthed from a banana type thing, she should be good and up for fighting as well. Might want to get Tamako out of there, though. Is this the kind of thing you want recorded for prosperity? But since we've got this small version, are we going to get the actual Kagura making an appearance and coming back to Earth? I know now... No? Okay. We can't take anything for granted, or anything on face value. Because any kind of joke that they try to tell... I don't think there could be a hope in hell as to predict what they were going to do. Kagura's daughter born from her puking up a clone of herself. What? Even in my wildest nightmares, I never want to see that imagery again. Although, it just goes to show that she really does need to chew her food. We have seen new life popping up all over the place in this episode, haven't we? We've got Yamazaki, mob cop, new version of himself while his body is being treated. Kagura's new life clone, and, probably best not to forget this one, seemingly now immortal Shinsuke. with the body of the Tentosho taken, used, made to be part of his grand plan. Yeah, everything's going to be fine. And of course that is at least if everyone doesn't immediately suffer under the rule of the new Prime Minister. Consider... He's always been one, like, a good in charge, although a bit reckless and a bit stupid, but at least he can bring people together, so who knows, maybe he'll do a good job. The princess seems to at least agree. And sometimes the jokes in Gintama kind of make sense. They're dumb, they're just like, well, they can be toilet humour and crass most of the time, actually. But sometimes they can be dumb, and then sometimes they can come straight out of left field. You've got no chance in hell to be ready for it. Even when we have things like, in the previous episode, Condol, they're getting married and is cooking food for Shishipachi and Tai, and oh no, it's got nothing to do with that. He's just there to learn and practice his cooking. He's now happily married to a massive gorilla. So just like that, this is this episode's version. So I'm guessing we might get something similar in the next one. The rule of three. It's got to come in trilogies. So the bait and switch, the no way of predicting what's coming up kind of joke. Also, if Kagura's left on this journey to reinvigorate and revive Sadaharu, why is she learning how to clone herself? How does that help? Do you think she's getting distracted along the way for the sake of a dumb joke to be woven into the story? But as you saw, some people being demoted, moved out into the countryside. Some people becoming full-time assassins. To be fair, for Sogo, is there a better occupation for him? He gets to fight, probably not against anyone that is particularly going to be a match for him, and he gets to wear a nice hat. Some people aren't doing too badly in this new world. But that's Gintama for you. So if you've enjoyed this one, let me know. Yeah. Leave a like and a comment on the video. Consider subscribing. All in all, you may want to come back for the next one. If you don't, I won't blame you. But since it's the last one of the week, maybe you should stick around. Gintama's not going to be around forever. A few episodes, maybe a couple of movies, and we're done. It's going to be some sad times. But I should see you there. If you want to help this channel avoid its inevitable demise and therefore soon revival as a mechanoid peacekeeper, consider joining onto my Patreon, because alongside the likes of Noku, Raywin, Sal, Arthea, Kite, Shiwan, Mats, Gurley, Cardboard, Croyville, Gintaman, Scott, Raymond, Megu42, Dark Shadow 7899 and everyone else, I may not have to birth anything in order to keep everything going.